Hey, good morning, students. Now, let us today we are going to study the next topic, that is analytic functions and harmonic functions. Let us first go for analytic functions. How to find out the analyticity of the function. So, analytic function. What do you mean by analytic function? Let us consider a function, a complex function f of z. So f of z is a complex function, right? The function f of z is said to be analytic, or it is one more word used for analytic function is the entire function. So f of z is said to be analytic. That means it is also called as entire function in a particular domain or region D if the function f of z is well defined. Well defined means continuous. If the particular function f of z is well defined or continuous and differentiable, in that domain, then the function is said to be an analytic function. So let me take some domain. Suppose this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis, and you are finding out whether the given function is analytic, entire or not in this particular domain, right? So this region where you are going to check the analyticity of the function is called as the domain, or it is nothing but the region, right? And if the function is well defined, continuous and differentiable, then this function f of z is said to be analytic in this domain. But it may happen that in a particular domain at particular point the function is not continuous and differentiable, right? So this particular point where the function is not analytic, the function is not entire, the function may not be continuous or differentiable, then this kind of a function is called as, this kind of a point is called as a singular point. So singular point is a point where the function is not analytic, the function is not entire, or I can say the function is not either continuous or differentiable. Then that particular point is called as a singular point. Hope you have understood these two concepts, the analytic function, what is meant by analytic function, and a singular point, right? If this is understood, now there are some conditions to check whether the given function is analytic in a particular domain or not, right? Those conditions are given by Riemann, and therefore by his name those conditions are called as Riemann conditions, Cauchy-Riemann conditions more specifically, because, and in short those identities are identified by the name of Riemann only. So Cauchy-Riemann conditions, and these conditions are for what? To check the analyticity of the function, or to check whether the given complex function f of z is entire in the given region or not, right? So what are these Cauchy-Riemann conditions? Now to understand these Cauchy-Riemann conditions are basically exist in two forms, in rectangular form and in polar form. We'll see both the conditions. Now to see these conditions, let us consider again a function f of z. So function f of z is a function of two variables, right? Let us consider first two real variables, that is x and y, right? And let us consider two variables. U is a function of two real variables x and y, and v is also a function of two real variables x and y. So f of z is a complex function. I can write here where f of z is called as a complex function. What is this? This is a complex function, right? U and v are two independent variables on which the function f of z depends, and x and y are the two real variables where u and v are the functions of two real variables x and y. Got it? So if u is a function of x and y, v is a function of x and y, and f is a function of u and v, then Cauchy-Riemann conditions are written in rectangular form. Let me write here rectangular form. A rectangular form, and other one is a polar form. In rectangular form, the complex function f of z is a function of two independent variables u and v, and u and v are again a function of two real variables x and y. So let me write this in this way: u is a function of x and y, and v is a function of x and y again, right? Whereas in polar form, this complex function is a function of u and v, but u and v are again functions of two independent variables, real variables, and those real variables are r and theta. We'll see that later on. So if f, complex function f of z, is a function of two independent variables u and v, and u and v are the functions of two real variables x and y, then your Cauchy-Riemann conditions are written as ux is equals to vy. This is first condition, and second condition is v, or I may write it in this way: uy is equals to minus time vx. This is called as a Cauchy-Riemann condition. Now these are in the partial differentiation form. You can also write dou u by dou x is equals to minus time dou v by dou y. These are very important conditions to check whether the given complex function f of z is analytic or entire in the given domain or not, right? And the second condition I can also write, so dou u by dou y is equals to minus time, no, here is not minus, here it is a positive, and minus time dou v by dou x. So these are very important conditions. You mark these conditions. Based on these conditions only we will find out whether the given function is analytic or not in the region, right? We'll see the examples also based on the same. Now second form is a polar form. A polar form. Now in case of this polar form, the given function f of z is a function of two independent variables u and v, but u is a function of r and theta, as well as v is also a function of r and theta. And if this is the case, if the given function is, given complex function is a function of r and theta, or is in terms of r and theta, then you should go to verify these conditions, and these conditions are u of r is equals to 1 by r times vr. This is first condition. And second condition, u of theta, sorry, this is v theta, u of r is equal to 1 upon r into v theta. and u theta is equals to minus time r into VR. These are again two very important conditions. These conditions are mentioned in various ways in various books. So these are also partial derivatives, and for more precisely you can write the partial derivatives also. So dou ur is nothing but differentiation of u with respect to r. So dou u by dou r is equals to 1 upon r times dou v by dou theta. This is first condition, and second condition is dou u theta, that means dou u by dou theta. This is equals to minus r into dou v by dou r. So these conditions are called as Cauchy-Riemann conditions, right? Here and onwards, these Cauchy-Riemann conditions are, we will be going to use only a single letter, that is Riemann conditions or Cauchy-Riemann conditions. Got it? So let's go ahead and solve some problems based on analytic functions, and of both the types, that means in rectangular form and in polar form types, right? And then I'll give you some problems to you for homework. Now let us solve the problem based on these analytic functions. And the first problem, to check whether the given function is analytic or not, is your complex function f of z is equal to z cube. This is your function, and you are asked to find out whether the given complex function f of z is analytic in the particular domain or not. Now how to solve this? In order to solve this, you should transform this z either into r or into x and y, r and theta are in terms of x and y. So the better way is to transform this z into x and y, because we know that complex number z is equal to x plus iy. So I can write this x plus iy and its cube, and we can easily work out the cube of a plus b. So a plus b bracket cube, it's like a plus b bracket square. So a plus b bracket cube is equals to a cube plus b cube plus 3 times a square b plus 3 times ab square. Got it? This is the expansion, no? And if you simplify this, then after simplification you will get this is equals to x cube will be as it is, and iy cube will give you I cube is equals to minus time I, so minus time iy cube, and here you will get plus 3i x square y, plus here also 3x iy square, so I square is minus 1, so you will get here negative sign, so minus time 3xy square, and you can club the terms having I and the terms without I. So the terms without I will be a real part of the z, and the terms with I will be a complex part or imaginary part of the z. So x cube minus 3xy square, let us club this in one bracket, plus I, and the remaining term is a 3x square y and minus y cube. Got it? Right? So this is my complex function f of z now, in the simplified form. Got it? If this is the complex function now, having, now what is this? This becomes now easy. Now this complex function f of z is, this is u, and it is a function of x and y now, plus I, and this is a v, which is again a function of x and y. So whoever is the coefficient of I is a v, and without I is u. Now once you got u and v, you can apply the Cauchy-Riemann conditions here and check whether the given function is analytic or not. Now first write the Cauchy-Riemann conditions. So what is the Cauchy-Riemann conditions now? So your first condition is u of r is equals to v theta, and second condition is u theta is equals to minus time v r, right? Minus time v r. So let us check this. Now what is ur? Ur is a dou u by dou r. Now what is your u? Let me write u here again. So u is equals to x cube minus 3 xy square. And what is your v? Your v is equal to 3x square y minus y cube. Now dou u by dou r is equals to dou u by dou r, differentiation of u. Sorry, why I am writing these conditions in terms of r and theta? We should write these conditions in terms of x and y, as the given function is in terms of x and y, right? So what is this? Ux is equals to vy, and uy is equals to minus time vx, right? In terms of r, the conditions are different, so let it be. So differentiate this function with respect to x. So this is dou u by dou x. If you take the differentiation of this with respect to x, you will get 3x square minus 3y square, right? And whether check its right hand side is same or not. Vy is a differentiation of v with respect to y. So differentiation of v with respect to y will be equal to 3x square and minus y cube differentiation is 3y square. So both left hand side and right hand side is the same. So I can say the first condition is verified. Now let us check the second condition. Now to check the second condition, what is this? Uy is equals to minus time vx. Uy, that means differentiation of this u function with respect to y, and if you differentiate this with respect to y, here the first term will give you 0, second term will give you minus 3x into differentiation of y square is a 2y, so minus 6xy. Minus 6xy is a differentiation, right? And on right hand side, vx, that is differentiation of this v with respect to x, will be equals to how much with respect to x na? So 3 y into differentiation of x square is a 2x, so 3 into 2 will be 6xy, right? So 6xy and this negative sign, so both are same, right hand side and left hand side. So I can say this second condition is also verified, and as both conditions, I can say as both conditions are satisfied, hence the given complex function f of z is analytic, or the other word is also used, that is entire. If the both conditions are not satisfied, then this kind of a complex function f of z is called not analytic or not entire function in the region, right? Hope you understood this problem. Now let us go ahead and try to solve one more problem on which is in the form of polar form, right? So let us consider the other function f of z, which is in terms of r and theta, and apply the Cauchy-Riemann conditions, right? Now let us take the second problem. And what is problem number second? Problem number second is the f of z is equals to 1 by z. Check whether the given function f of z is equals to 1 by z is analytic or not, right? So this is our problem. Now how to solve this problem? Again, transform this function in terms of r and theta. Now how to transform in terms of r and theta? We know that z is equals to r e power I theta. So I can write this is equals to 1 upon r e power I theta. I can write this as 1 by r e power minus time I theta, and this can be written as 1 upon r into e power minus time I theta can be written as in terms of cos theta minus time I time sin theta, right? So that for differentiation you will get this, this is much easier. Or I can write this complex function f of z is equal to cos theta by r minus I times sin theta by r. Now identify the u and v. Now what is u? Your u is here cos theta by r. And what is your v? Your v is equals to minus time sin theta by r. Got it? And apply the conditions, Cauchy-Riemann condition. So what is first condition? Your first condition is u of r is equals to 1 by r into v theta. And what is the second condition? Your second condition is u of theta is equals to minus time r into v of r. Got it? So these conditions are okay now. So now let us check this, verify this, right? So this is v, let me write it well. What is u of r? U of r is this, and differentiation of this with respect to r, dou u by dou r. Differentiation of u function with respect to r will be cos theta will act as a constant, and differentiation of 1 upon r is minus time 1 upon r square, because differentiation of 1 by x is minus time 1 by x square. So you will get cos theta divided by minus time cos theta by r square, right, is equal to 1 upon r will be as it is, and differentiation of v with respect to theta, that means differentiation of this with respect to theta. With respect to theta, that means r is acting as a constant. So minus time 1 by r is a constant. This minus and this r is a constant, and differentiation of sin theta is equals to cos theta, right? Now this r and this r with negative sign will be minus time 1 by r square, and this minus time 1 by r square cancels with each other, and you will get cos theta is equal to cos theta. That means both sides are equal, and hence I can say verified. Thus this first condition is verified, or this is okay, fine. Similarly, verify the second condition. Now u of theta, that means differentiation of this u with respect to theta. Now r is acting as a constant, and you have to take the differentiation of cos theta, right, with respect to theta. So this will give you the differentiation of cos theta by r will be equals to r is a constant, and differentiation of cos theta is differentiation of sin is cos, and cos is minus sin. So minus time sin theta by r. This is equals to minus time r is as it is, and differentiation of v with respect to r now. Sin is acting as a constant. So minus time sin theta, let me write as it is, being a constant term, and differentiation of 1 by r will be equals to minus time 1 upon r square, right? So minus time 1 upon r square. So this negative sign, one negative sign will get cancelled. Why? Because there are 3 negative signs. So 2 negative sign will give you positive, and 1 remains as it is. So this negative sign exists, and this r gets cancelled with 1 r, and this one r and other r will be cancelled, and you will get minus sign is equals to minus sign. Hope you have understood this. So this becomes a positive, one negative sign remains. This one r gets cancelled, this second r gets cancelled with this, and you will get minus time, let me write, sine theta is equals to minus time sine theta, and thus I can say this condition is also verified. And as we know, if both the Cauchy-Riemann conditions are verified, then the given function is said to be analytic in the particular region. So thus this complex function f of z is also analytic function. If both conditions are not verified, that means it is not the analytic function. So hope both the problems are well understood by you, and now let us proceed for the homework part, and I will give you some problems for you. I will write some problems here, and rest of the problems I will post on your Google Classroom. So let me write some problems here for your understanding. So some of the homework problems for you. Check the analyticity of following functions. Analyticity of the following functions. And the first problem is f of z is equals to 2xy plus I times x square minus y square. Second, x minus iy divided by x square plus y square. The third is hyperbolic cos of z. The fourth one is f of z is equals to z bar, complex conjugate of z. Next is fifth problem, is f of z is equals to z minus z bar. Next is f of z is equals to 2x plus I times xy square. And 7, the f of z is equals to e raised to x e raised to minus time iy. Next is e raised to z. E raised to z. Next is f of z is equals to, or let me write the function directly rather than writing f of z, because this is lengthy one. Hyperbolic cos of x into cos y plus I hyperbolic sin x into sin y. And 10th is z square. 11th is sin z. So these are the various problems for you to check whether the given functions are analytic or not. There are lot many problems, and next some problems you will get on Google Classroom. Do check on Google Classroom your homework page, right? So let us stop with this. And one more important thing, to solve these problems you must know hyperbolic functions. And you have studied these hyperbolic functions. What is a sine hz? What is a cos hz? If sine and cos hz is known, then you can solve these problems easily, right? So we'll stop with this. Thank you. 11th problem is not visible. I'll write here sine z. The fourth might be visible to you.